Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, you should be able to hear me now, right? Now you can hear me? All right, I think everybody can hear me now. I don't know why it does that. It resets my input device without me saying anything. So, okay, now that everybody can hear me, I hope. Crystal, you can hear me now, right? All right, thank goodness. So you missed my opening song, I'm so sorry. And I even cut the song short. So the people who heard it, I'm sorry, I had to cut it short, but some people couldn't hear me. You know, I recently just remembered a couple of these old country songs. So I don't know, maybe I should do my new single first. I should do my new single, right? Let me do my new single. Then I'm gonna do these old country songs I found, or I suddenly remembered. Because I like these old songs. And I haven't done them in like forever. But I'm gonna do my latest single first. Oh, thank you, Zoe, for the bear. Thank you so much, I really appreciate you. You're so amazing. Oh, and thank you, Belvietta, for the finger heart. Thank you, I appreciate the love, everybody. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna do my latest single for you. Well, hey, Crystal. You know, my thing is that I'm a songwriter, so I'm here to do my original songs, and I hope you will hang around and enjoy them. So I'm gonna do my latest single, and I hope you like it. This is what I consider an anthem of self-acceptance. I got no fashion sense, don't like to follow trends. I dress the same as I did back in school. It killed me way back then. I never could fit in. But now I could care less if I'm not cool. I'm just being me, minding my own business, not trying to be the same as you or different. The pressure to conform can't be hard to ignore, but I don't worry, I'm too busy being me. Get anxious and depressed, distracted and obsessed, then sing away my troubles in a song. I fumble and I flail, I fall down and I fail, then pick myself back up and move along. Just being me, taking care of business, not trying to be the same as you or different. The pressure to conform can't be hard to ignore, but I don't worry, I'm too busy being me. When I'm gone, carve it on my grave. Here lies someone who lived his life his way, just being me, minding my own business, not trying to be the same as you or different. Pressure to conform can't be hard to ignore, but I don't worry, I'm too busy being me. No, I don't worry, I'm too busy being me. Thank you. So, that's my latest single. So who wants to hear country song that I wrote 30 years ago. You know, actually, there are these two songs that I one of them I wrote, more than 30 years ago. Actually, this song, I know I have a recording of it. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. Thank you so much, Samantha, for the heart puff. Oh, wait. No, wait. I'm looking at old messages. Oh, and thank you, Zoe, for the follow. And yes, don't forget, if you're enjoying my live, please don't forget to follow me if you're not already, and also to share and like this, my live. Thank you so much, Dot, for liking the live. Oh, and thank you, Huz, for the follow, and also Leah. Sorry if I missed these messages. And Nori, thank you for the likes. And Ali, thank you for the likes. Sorry, I missed all these messages. Oh, Zoe, I hope you're still here. I missed your message earlier. Thank you so much. And it's telling me, encourage. Oh, thank you, Dot, for the share. And it's telling me, and Velviette for the share. And it's telling me to encourage more viewers to share. So please do. I'm only reading off the message off the screen. So, okay, I got at least one person. Crystal wants to hear these old country songs. Now, this one, actually, I know I made a recording of this song, but I can't find it. In fact, the recording, there's a story behind this song. This song I wrote actually on my first trip to Nashville. So I'd been writing songs for, several years, and I was going to this workshop and getting my songs critiqued, and, and I was pitching to publishers in these local pitches, and nothing was ever getting taken. Then finally I wrote this one song that was obviously really great. Oh, hey, Monkey, how are you? Yeah, I don't know how to show you the chords, but so I had this one song that was this really, really great song, and so I decided, okay, I'm ready to go to Nashville. And while I was on the plane, I wrote a song on my way to Nashville, and then I had this demo session of these 5 new songs. So then I got a meeting with this guy, Ralph Murphy, everybody in Nashville knows Ralph Murphy. He was the vice president of ASCAP. He'd been a successful songwriter and a successful publisher, and now he was the vice president of writer relations. And I got there, and I totally forgot to play my new song. But I played him this one song that I recorded in the session, and he's like, yeah, that'll work. Then I made the mistake of playing him another song I'd written in the session that wasn't really well written. Then I got this brand new song I wrote on the plane, and I played him that song, and it was also not well written. And then he decided, well, his advice is go out to the writers' nights and listen to what the other writers are doing and learn how to write good song, better. And then I'm like, oh shit. And then I realized I forgot to play you my best song. And he's like, well, that's when the meeting's over. And I begged him to let me play one more song. And I played him my best song, and he loved it. And he he hooked me up with 2 publishers right off the spot. But this song was just terribly written. And then a couple of years later, when I got better at writing, I realized how I should really write it. So I wrote it, and then I made a recording of it. I had this little 4-track recorder, and I made this record. No, actually, I think by then I'd had a computer with a MIDI sequencer. I don't remember how I did it. I guess I used the MIDI sequencer or something, but I made this recording because I remember there was a piano part, and I don't play piano. And I went to Nashville, and on the way home from Nashville, I was sitting next to this older guy, and we started talking, and it turned out he was a country star from the 1960s. He had a bunch of hit songs. He had a bunch of #1 hit songs in the 60s. His name was Jack Smith. I'd never heard of him, but he was a big star in the 60s. So I told him I was a songwriter, and he said, hey, you got any songs for me to listen to? So I played him this song, and he said, hey, I want a copy of that. I want to record that. I was like, oh my God. And it turned out I had actually been having meetings with this one record label. It was an independent label, I got in there. Somebody sent me there on my first trip to Nashville, and they liked me. And every time I went to Nashville, I got a meeting with the A&R people at this label. It was called Step One Records, and that just happened to be Jack Smith's label. So next time I went there, I went there several more times, and I kept asking, "What's the status?" And Jack Smith has a song of mine that he wants to record. And they said, "Well, his album's not, we're not making the album." And then it turned out the label went out of business. So Jack Smith never recorded my song. But I tried to find the recording of it, and I couldn't find it. So I'm just like trying to remember how it went. And I think it went kind of like this. This is the version I came up with. I can't be sure this is exactly the original version, but it went like this. Flashing lights and lonely nights, I was far from my hometown, with traffic jams and garbage cans and the concrete all around. I left my roots, left my girl for the city's great unknown. My soul cried out in hunger when I hopped a Greyhound home. I've got milk and honey right here on the farm, and I've got warmth and comfort in my sweet baby's arms. I got friends that I can count on and family close at hand, and I thank the Lord for leading me back to the promised land. Something like that. Off the bus, and there she was, the angel of my life. Her eyes like heaven's bluest skies, and the sunshine in her smile. And all those crowded city streets that cluttered up my mind turned into golden fields of wheat, like water into wine. Now I've got milk and honey right here on the farm, and I've got warmth and comfort in my sweet baby's arms. I got friends that I can count on and family close at hand, and I thank the Lord for leading me back to the promised land. We settled down here in God's country. Now I'm blessed with 3 young miracles and the girl who loves me. Now I've got milk and honey right here on the farm, and I've got warmth and comfort in my sweet baby's arms. I got friends that I can count on and family close at hand, and I thank the Lord for leading me back to the promised land. Yeah, I thank the Lord for leading me back to the promised land. I don't know if that's really how it went. Something sounds wrong about that. I wish I could find this recording, but that's as close as I can come right now. I feel like I don't have it right, but I wanted to play that for you. But now this other song, I think I can play this one. This is Oh, thank you. I feel like I messed it up, but I'm so glad you like it, Audrey. And Secret Society, thank you. Hey, Olivia, thank you for the follow. And Audrey, thank you for all the shares. And thank you, Secret Society. And Hank, thank you, Hannah. Hey, good to see you. Thank you for sharing the live. So, yeah, I know. Isn't that something? It's a true story too. Sorina. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What have you heard before? Crystal, what is it that you have heard before? I don't understand what it is you have heard before. You certainly haven't heard that song before because I've never played it before. And I wrote it, and unless Jack Smith recorded it and you heard it, and you heard his recording, I don't know what it is that you've heard before. So please tell me, clarify. I'd like to know what you're... Oh, and Journey. Journey is here, I think. I know Journey joined. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, welcome. So here's another old song. I really like this song. I actually had a publisher who liked this song. You have not heard that song, and if your uncle's named Jack Smith, is your uncle named Jack Smith? Because that'd be the only way you'd heard it before, because I wrote that 33 years ago. And I gave it to Jack Smith on a plane probably about 30 years ago. So if your uncle is Jack Smith and he actually recorded the song, I would like to hear his recording, because I never got to hear it. Okay, so here's another song I wrote a long time ago. Midnight here in Austin, so it's 10 in San Jose. The moon above looks down on every town along the way. Sorry, 1 second. Here beneath that shining face, my baby used to hold me tight. I'd ask our friend up there, where is she now? Is she missing me tonight? But the man in the moon ain't talking. He sits in silence as I look up at the sky. There just might be a message in his sad and lonely eyes, but the man in the moon ain't talking. She drove off toward the sunset, 'cause she had to find herself. I wish upon a star now that she ain't found someone else. Not a phone call or a letter since she left 4 weeks ago. I cry these tears in plain view of the one who surely knows, but the man in the moon ain't talking. He sits in silence as I look up at the sky. There just might be a message in his sad and lonely eyes, but the man in the moon ain't talking. I love her more than anything on earth, and I need someone to pass along the word. But the man in the moon ain't talking. He sits in silence as I look up at the sky. There just might be a message in his sad and lonely eyes, but the man in the moon ain't talking. Oh, there just might be a message in his sad and lonely eyes, but the man in the moon ain't talking. No, the man in the moon again. So, hey, I'm not calling you rude. I certainly am not doing that. But, oh, hey, Dylan, how are you? Welcome to my live. And, but I'm sure you have not heard that song unless Jack Smith actually did a version of it that I don't know of. Maybe I should Google it. And thank you, Dot, for sharing the live with so many people. And Megs, thank you for the follow. And Meg, thank you for liking the live. And Dot, again, for sharing. Thank you, Meg. You know, that song feels really good to sing. I'm going to do that song more often. I remember I used to play that song out at writers' nights, and people liked it. Although, you know, the funny thing is I remember playing it for Jack Smith's label, Step One Records. And they always liked my songs, but for some reason they didn't like that one. And I remember being disappointed that, I really love that song. And I remember I went back a second, they didn't like it. And then the next time I went to see them, I thought I'd sneak it in there and play it again and see if they changed their minds, but they didn't. But you know what? Oh, okay, I'm gonna do another. So after the label closed down, their A&R guy, who I used to meet with, started a publishing company. And I had this one song that he absolutely loved the song. Well, he wasn't the only one. There were a lot of publishers who loved this song, and I don't know why it never got recorded. But I'm gonna play this song. His name was Todd, oh God, what was his last name? I can't remember his last name. Todd something or other. But he guaranteed, I'm gonna get this song cut. You know, cut, that's the word they used to use, because it came from the old days when they had vinyl records, and you know, they would record the song, it would physically cut a groove into the song. So they still use that word, you know, it's a verb and a noun. So if somebody cuts your song, that means you got a cut. Hey, Toddy, oh, it's so good to see you again, and thank you again for the rose. I really appreciate you so much. And so he told me he was going to get the song cut for me, but he didn't. I mean, this was really, this song opened a lot of doors, but it never, okay, I did this, I don't know what song, it's in the key of G. Last time I bumped it up to the key of F. Maybe I should do that. Now I'm just going to play it in G now. I was just making coffee when my buddy called, saying pack up your tent and your fishing pole. We'll four-wheel drive to the mountainside, find a hiking trail and a fishing hole. I looked across the table and saw my woman smile and said, no thanks, buddy, I hear the call of the wild. We're going to explore the great indoors. No place like home to let nature take its course. We'll have adventures on the sofa, then move on to the second floor and discover the wonders of the great indoors. We'll camp out in front of the fireplace, getting lost in the smile on each other's face. The music on and the curtains drawn, we'll be covered up close in a sweet embrace. As evening falls, we'll climb to the top of the stairs and find a little piece of heaven when we get there. We're going to explore the great indoors. No place like home to let nature take its course. second floor and discover the wonders of the great indoors. We're gonna explore the great indoors. No place like, oh, you know what? Aha! No place like home to let nature take its course. We'll have adventures on the sofa and move on to the second floor and discover the wonders of the great indoors. Discover the wonders of the great indoors. Yeah, I was playing the wrong chords on that third line of the chorus, and I realized suddenly at the end that I knew it sounded wrong, but that's how it goes. We'll have adventures on the sofa, then move on to the second floor. Discover the wonders of the great indoors. So that's how it goes. Oh, I'm so glad my your YouTube feed led you here too. I hope you'll follow and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you again. And thank you so much, special a secret society. Oh, and Velviette, thank you so much for the lightning bolt. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. So I don't know which way. I guess this way. Okay, so what's next on the agenda? I don't have a plan. I really want to get that Back to the Promised Land right. I was looking, I went through all my old tapes, because, I wrote this, more than 30 years ago. We didn't have CD burners even, we had tapes, cassette tapes. So I had everything on cassette. And I went through all the old tapes, and I found one. It had the song title, Back to the Promised Land, and then I had it crossed out. So I'm like, what? And then I went and played the tape, and sure enough, the song had been recorded over with another song. So I still have not been able to find that recording. I don't know if I threw it out and it's gone forever, or if it'll turn up sometime. Maybe and I've gone through these old tapes a few times, because there was another song. Oh, I'll play that one now. There was another song that I had been looking for, and I had a Nashville demo of this song, and I couldn't find it. So I had this co-writer, and I was really so excited to have this guy as a co-writer, because I used to go to this workshop every week when I was living in, I moved to California to study music, and I graduated music school, and then I set out to become a songwriter. And there was this organization, the National Academy of Songwriters, and they had this workshop every Monday night at 6 p.m. from 6 to 10. It was 4 hours where we'd sit around and we'd play each other songs and give feedback. Number one, thank you, Meg. So, and this guy was way more experienced than me. He had had songs in movies and stuff. And I brought in this song. I guess it was just a lyric at the time. I don't remember, because I had my own version of the whole song. I remember I had it written as a slow song, and he said, I want to write that with you. And I'm like, anytime you get a more experienced writer who wants to write with you, that's what you want, So I was so excited. And so he made a recording of this song in LA where he sang. But then I went off to Nashville and made a demo of it in Nashville, which was significantly different from the version that he had done. And he didn't have and I reconnected with this guy recently, and he didn't have a copy of the he totally forgot about the Nashville demo. And so I was going to send it to him. You know, I have all my demos on the computer, except that one. It's like, I didn't have that one on my computer. So I went through all my tapes and I couldn't find it. And then, so I told him I couldn't find it. And then I went through all my tapes again and I finally found it. And then I decided I want to play the song in my lives. So I pulled up the lyric sheet and I suddenly realized that I had done a rewrite of this song after we recorded it, but I never told my co-writer about it. There's something about the original version that was bothering me and I thought I could improve it, but we wrote a song after this one and then we had a big argument over the words on this other song. So I was afraid to show him my rewrite of our first song, and I never did. But when I reconnected with him, I showed it to him finally, and he said, "Hey, I like that." So I'm going to play you the new version of the old song, and it's also I'm doing this in a higher key than we originally recorded it, because it just feels better to sing it in this key. But if I might release it, or at least put it on my website. I have to do it in the original key, but I'm going to do this in the new key. I loaded up my suitcase, packed in my guitar. I stopped for just a moment, then I climbed into my car. We tried to work our troubles out one too many times. Now it's time to turn the key and leave your world behind. So I take one last look in my rear view mirror, watch you slowly fade to yesterday. I take one last look in my rear view mirror, put the pedal to the metal and drive away. I wish you had a way to make me stop and see the light. There's nothing I would rather do than stay just one more night. But we'd end up right here again when darkness turns to dawn. We never will see eye to eye, it's time for moving on. And I take one last look in my rear view mirror, watch you slowly fade to yesterday. I take one last look in my rear view mirror, put the pedal to the metal and drive away. The road, it stretches out ahead, I don't know where it ends. I don't expect that I'll be coming back this way again. And I take one last look in my rear view mirror, watch you slowly fade to yesterday. I take one last look in my rear view mirror, put the pedal to the metal and drive away. Put the pedal to the metal and drive away. Put the pedal to the metal and drive away. Hey, thank you, A. I'm so glad you like my music. That's a hard question to answer when I started. I mean, I used to sing when I was a kid, but actually I spent a couple of decades working as a non-performing songwriter and just trying to get like famous people to record my songs. But I started putting out my own music. I put out my first album in 2018. So I guess I can answer that as, and no, I don't consider myself a country singer, and I don't sound country. I'm from the city. I'm from New York, and I don't do only country. I most of my songs that I have recorded and released are not country. They're more rock, but a lot of them are kind of country-ish, country rock. Some of them are kind of pop-ish or maybe even a little jazzy. And but I like doing these country songs. And apparently, it's really funny because I have kids who are in their 20s and they never liked my songs because they didn't listen to country music. They didn't like country music. My son now does listen to some country music, but my kids never liked my own music. Number one. Does that mean it's a number one hit? I want to have a number one hit. That's still my dream. So I can can do another country song. Okay, I did this one last time. People said they liked it. I think I've had some independent artists either wanting to record the song or planning to, or maybe they've already recorded it. This is a really old, traditional style country song. She said goodbye, then cursed my name. Good Lord knows that I'm to blame. Now my portrait hangs up on that wall of shame. In the Losers Hall of Fame. That heart of gold deserves a diamond. Thank you, Velvet. He gave me everything a man could need for the heart puff. But the way I ran around, it ain't surprising. She decided she'd had enough of me. She said goodbye, then cursed my name. Good Lord knows that I'm to blame. Now my portrait hangs up on that wall of shame. In the Losers Hall of Fame. Ain't no use to sit and cry. She ain't coming back. So I'll just do what losers do. Another shot of Jack. She said goodbye, then cursed my name. Good Lord knows that I'm to blame. Now my portrait hangs up on that wall of shame. In the Losers Hall of Fame. Now my portrait hangs up on that wall of shame. In the Losers Hall of Fame. Oh, well, thank you so much, A. That's nice to hear. So thank you so much, Velvet, for the heart puff. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, no, okay. I'm reading that wrong. So, I don't know. Maybe I should do... Well, I did my latest single. I haven't done my previous single. That's also a country song. I'm going to do my upcoming single. This one's coming out on April 4th. I guess you could... This is sort of country. It's just more like a pop, soft rock. I don't know who John Malkovich is. But anyway, I don't know if that's a request, but I'm here. I'm a songwriter, and I'm doing original songs, and I hope you'll enjoy my original songs. This one, some of you may know as the shower song, because I literally wrote this in the shower, and I've never written a song so fast in my life. But my goal was to write the simplest song I possibly could, and here's what I came up with. And this is my upcoming single coming out on April 4th. Just got one thing to say. It's nothing really new, the same as yesterday. I love you. I see your pretty face. A single thought comes through. Just got one thing to say. I love you. I hope you don't mind if I repeat myself. It's just that you can get to me like no one else. When you take my breath away, not much I can do. Just got one thing to say. I love you. There are times when I like to go on and on, share a story, get a few things off my chest. Being with you right now, all those words are gone. There are only three that say it best. I love you. Just got one thing to say. I love you. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do something here that I have forgotten to do. Let's put a sticker. No, that's not right. That is not giving me all the stickers that I want to. Oh, here it is. There it is. There's the sticker I want. There you go. Thank you, Olivia. I don't know if that was for the song or for the sticker. Merle Haggard. Well, as I mentioned earlier, Fat City, I am a songwriter. And I'm here to do original songs, although I occasionally can be talked into doing a Grateful Dead cover because I'm such a Deadhead that, you know. But my thing is that I'm a songwriter, both. Okay. Okay. Oh no, I was going to say I haven't done a sad song, but actually a lot of those country songs I did are sad. Okay, here's a. All right, I'll do a happy song, then maybe I'll do a sad song. So this one is, I guess, could be considered country. It's not really country. It's kind of country pop rock, soft rock. So, you know, my songs don't fit neatly into a genre because some of them, you know, some of them are definitely rock. Some of them are kind of in between. Like this one is like, you know, it could go for country. It could kind of go for like soft pop or soft rock or something. And it's funny, when I was younger, there was a radio station that used to say, it used to be a soft rock station. And the announcer would soft rock. And that used to annoy me. I'm like, God, I hate soft rock. And now that's kind of what I'm writing. A lot of what I'm writing is soft rock. So I shouldn't hate the genre, but anyway, this is a song. This actually came out last summer, so it's still a pretty recent song. All the greatest paintings ever made would pale next to your angel face. Your heaven's greatest work of art, with the light in your eyes from a Rembrandt star. And night sky, brushed with a silvery glow. You and me on a blanket below. I marvel at how beautiful you are, with the light in your eyes from a Rembrandt star. If I never see the moon again, if tomorrow never comes, I'll be fulfilled, I'll be content, 'cause you've taught me what it means to love. I'm the happiest man in all of creation. These moments with you are a revelation. As I look through the window to your heart, with the light in your eyes from a Rembrandt star. The morning's gonna come again, the sun is gonna rise. This picture-perfect night will end, but this love of ours will never die. Your hand and I kiss your lips. Your very presence is a gift. I could gaze at you till the heavens part, with the light in your eyes from a Rembrandt star. I could gaze at you till the heavens part, with the light in your eyes from a Rembrandt star. With the light in your eyes from a Rembrandt star. Hey Nabs, thank you so much. And Olivia, thank you so much for the nice comment. In fact, I'm going to pin your comment. I didn't know I could do this. I can only do this because I'm streaming from my phone. And the only reason I'm streaming from my phone is that the streaming software is not working on this platform. The one that sounds like a clock. And that's where I have my biggest audience. So that's the most, important one, kind of. Sorry if you're on another platform, but I have my biggest audience on the platform whose name sounds like a clock. But I'm trying to grow on all these other places that I'm streaming. And the platform starting with Y is getting there. But I see Nabs is on the platform starting with F. And since Nabs is here, Nabs actually inspired me to write this. He sent me an email or a message. He said, "We need more songs about peace." Oh, thank you so much, Fat City. So I haven't done any of my message songs. I have a lot of message songs, and the message songs are, meaningful to me, of course. That's why I wrote them. Oh, and thank you, Emma, for the follow. And if you're enjoying my live, please don't forget to follow/subscribe, depending on the platform you're on. And set your notifications so you'll know when I go live. I don't have a fixed schedule because I have chronic fatigue. I have long COVID. And so like today, I almost didn't make it today because I was so tired. So, but I am trying to go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 9 Eastern. But I still, don't want to commit to this in writing. But so anyway, set your notifications. Also, join my Discord. There should be a link in my profile that takes you to all my other links. I also have a website where you can actually not just stream, but download my music for free if you want. I also have artist merch on my website, so you can check that out. And some of my merch I've done like cover art on T-shirts, but other items I took lines from songs and turned them into merch. And actually, the song I'm about to do is one of those. Oh, thank you so much, Kim, for the rose. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the love. So anyway, I'm going to do this song. It's a message song. And you know, Nabs sent me a message saying, we need more songs about peace. And I thought, that sounds like a noble endeavor, but I don't want to just write and say the same thing that's been said in like hundreds of other anti-war songs. So I'm only going to write it if I could say something that hasn't been said. So here's what I wrote. Hold on. Why am I not finding this? Okay. Oh, I didn't have it filed. I don't have it filed under political song. That's weird. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay. The soldiers and the missiles, the rubble of the buildings, the ever-growing toll of death. I can't fathom all the killing. I sit in my comfortable living room, thousands of miles away, trying to come up with something deep and important to say. But the evils of war have been covered before. I've got no new world-changing thoughts to unleash. So all I can do is hope I'll break through with one more song about peace. A song won't stop an army. I can't undo the bombing. But if I can touch a single heart, at least that would be something. So I'll send this one simple message out to anyone I can. Shouldn't be a whole lot to ask for. Just be kind to your fellow man. The evils of war have been covered before. I've got no new world-changing thoughts to preach. So all I can do is hope I'll break through with one more song about peace. I picture a time when armies and guns are replaced by cooperation. 'Cause every impossible dream come true starts with the imagination. The evils of war have been covered before. I've got no new world-changing thoughts to teach. So all I can do is hope I'll break through with one more song about peace. All I can do is hope I'll break through with one more song about peace. So here's one more song about peace. Thank you so much. Finley, I'm going to pin your comment because I can. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the nice comment. I'm glad you like it. And thank you for liking the live. And now the messages are not scrolling. I don't know why. The messages are not scrolling. I see somebody shared the live, but it's not scrolling up. So I can't see your name. Oh, maybe I can just swipe here and see that it was Finley. Oh, Emma. Thank you so much. And thank you, Finley, for liking the live. And everybody, if you're enjoying my live, please don't forget to follow me if you're not already. And click the link in my profile, and it'll take you to my website and my Discord. You can actually download my music from my website, and you can do it for free if you'd like. You have the option. So is this comment pinned or not? Okay, so now it's pinned. Thank you so much for the nice comment. Okay, I don't know how many more songs I'm going to be able to do tonight because, as I said before, I don't know, you may not have heard this because if you're new, you won't know this, but I have long COVID, I have chronic fatigue, and so I have to avoid overexerting. So maybe, I don't know, 1 song, 2 songs left for the evening. Okay, here's a not happy song. Oh, I have not played Dumb and Dumber yet. I have actually not played that yet. So, I guess I'll play it for you. Because you asked for it. This is for Secret Society, a loyal fan. I really appreciate you being here. So this is my, not my latest single. It's my second most recent single. And I wrote, this is also an old country song that I wrote back in 1994. And this one opened a lot of doors for me in Nashville. It almost got me my big break, but it was not to be. When it comes to my heart, I always, hold on. I am getting prompted to prove that I'm a real person. So I have to nope. I have to precisely drag this puzzle piece. Okay, now we can move forward. When it comes to my heart, I always use my head. I don't get involved, 'cause I know how insane love gets. I read the book about Venus and Mars with my feet firmly on Earth. But I fell for her and blew it real bad, then messed it up worse. It was Dumb and Dumber, a double-barrel bummer, a 1-2 punch to the heart. It was Dumb and Dumber, I really did a number when I tried to be so smart. With all my horse sense and intelligence, I sure did catch on slow. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. She's a homecoming queen. She's the 4th of July. One look at her and I was stark raving out of my mind. We lit a flame till my brain stepped in and said, get a grip on yourself. Now I gotta see her holding hands with somebody else. It was Dumb and Dumber, a double-barrel bummer, a 1-2 punch to the heart. It was Dumb and Dumber, I really did a number when I tried to be so smart. With all my horse sense and intelligence, I sure did catch on slow. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. I use logic, I take calculated risks. But I didn't count on wanting her like this. It was Dumb and Dumber, a double-barrel bummer, a 1-2 punch to the heart. It was Dumb and Dumber, I really did a number when I tried to be so smart. With all my horse sense and intelligence, oh man, did I catch on slow. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. It was dumb to let myself fall in love, and even dumber to let her go. Well, I'm pinning yay. Why not? You know, I have yet to do, well, I guess one more song about peace. That's not really a political song. I haven't done any of my political songs yet. Maybe I should end with one. I know this song, so I really, these political songs mean a lot to me. But I hesitate to do them sometimes because, you know, some of them, definitely people can be offended by some of these songs, including this one. This is also a recent single. This came out like in October. You know, I have a family member who I can't talk about politics with. You know, I care a lot about politics. I'm kind of maybe overly obsessed with it, but, you know, it's politics. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I don't get involved with politics, but politics affects people's lives. So it's important to me. And, you know, it's funny, I'm like definitely not MAGA, I'll say that. But ironically, I really want to make America great. I think people who oppose MAGA oppose it because they want to make America great. So I don't know if this relative is a MAGA or just whatever, but I know they watch Fox News, and that's why I can't talk to them about politics. So I wrote this song, and I sent out an announcement, and the next day I got a notification that this very close relative of mine had unsubscribed from my mailing list, and I have not spoken to them since, and I'm still hurt and angry over it. But it proves the point of the song. And oh, I got to make the disclaimer that there's an explicit word in this song. I'm not allowed to sing that on the platform. Oh wait, you know, since this is towards the end of my life, maybe I'll just sing it uncensored for a change. Because if they restrict me, oh well, it's the end of my life. He calls it X, I still call it Twitter. Either way, that site has gone into the shitter. Name calling, rage trolling, lies and outright slander. Elon reposting Nazi propaganda. Lies move at the speed of light. No one cares what's wrong or what's right. People spit out insults to that space. They'd never say straight to your face. Online or on the air, it's all gone way too far. Its grip is everywhere, pulling us apart. Giant corporations just keep getting greedier, fueling all the hate on anti-social media. Take a look at Newsmax, take a look at Fox. The way they talk to us, they think we're dumb as rocks. Non-stop, over the top, poison for the mind. 24/7, all outrage all the time. A creation of malignant dreams. A well-oiled hate machine. Online or on the air, it's all gone way too far. Its grip is everywhere, pulling us apart. Giant corporations just keep getting greedier, fueling all the hate on anti-social media. antisocial, antisocial. Online or on the air, it's all gone way too far. Its grip is everywhere, pulling us apart. Giant corporations just keep getting greedier, fueling all the hate on anti-social media. They're fueling all the hate on anti-social media. So hope you like that. Oh, you're still here. If you're still here, thank you. And don't forget to follow me or subscribe, whichever platform you're on. It's called one or the other things. And I'm Seth Hillary Jackson. I've been doing original songs for you. And somebody liked the live. Who liked the live? I can't, you know that. Gabby. Oh, you know, Gabby. I was about to do this song. I just don't think I have the energy to do it now. I haven't done it in a while. But it used to be a favorite song when I perform out live, and it's called Gabrielle. And I don't know if Gabby is short for Gabrielle, but I do have a song. Oh, and you got the #2 gifter badge. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And, you know, I have chronic fatigue. I have long COVID, so I'm afraid I may have already, gone past my exertion threshold. I don't want to get post-exertional malaise. It might already be too late. You never know until it's too late. But maybe I'll do it at my next live. If you're here at my next live, please, and you want to hear the song Gabrielle, please request it. And thank you for the likes. And Brittany, thank you for the likes. How many likes do we have tonight? Oh, we got 20K. We reached the goal. We have not reached my live goal. I don't think I have any. Has anyone contributed? I don't think I have any contributions yet to my live goal. But all contributions, by the way, are going to go towards a new webcam, because I was told I can give you better streams with a new webcam. Although right now I'm streaming from my phone, because the streaming software that I use to this, I'm streaming on my webcam to several platforms, but to the platform that sounds like a clock, I'm streaming from my phone because it's not working on my normal streaming software. I mean, I guess the advantage of streaming from my phone is I can pin comments and I can see things that don't show up on the other platforms. But I do want to encourage contributions to my live goal. And I would definitely appreciate anyone who contributes. So, thank you, Fat City. Oh, I guess that comment came a while ago. But thank you for the nice comment. I'm glad you liked the lyrics and the chords. I guess that comment came like 3 or 4 songs ago, and I didn't notice it, and so I didn't acknowledge it. But now I'm acknowledging it. I don't know if you're still there or not. It says I should invite Avery Jones to join live as a guest. And every time I see these messages, I don't know what to do with it, because I can tap on the message and nothing happens. It says invite. So I tap on invite and nothing happens. I'm supposed to invite the personal trainer as a guest, but I can type on invite, nothing happens, nothing happens. Ella, hi, how are you? Welcome to my live. I'm Seth Hillary Jackson. I have been doing original songs. And now I'm just hanging out. For I don't know how long. Maybe just a few minutes. I don't know how many people have seen my videos that I've been posting. I guess some of the platforms I'm a little behind. I'm primarily posting to the platform that sounds like a clock. But I am also posting them to other platforms, but I'm kind of not current on all the other platforms. today I posted, I'm almost up to the point in my life story where I started writing songs. You know, I went to business school because I didn't know what I was doing with my life, and it just seemed like the thing to do. You know, I was talked into it by this Harvard MBA who was on my volleyball team at work. And, you know, my manager really loved me, and he thought someday, he had me on the fast track. He told me this. I was on the fast track, and apparently they have a target level, and he had me targeted to become an IBM vice president. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to become an IBM vice president, I guess going to business school makes sense. But then the thing also was, I was really depressed at work. And I've posted videos about this. I was just so depressed. And, you know, I thought my job just had no meaning in life. Ooh, what is that? Meg. Oh. Meg. Now I see, I can hear a little bit, Meg. I can't quite hear you. I see you're there, but I can't really hear you. I can hear kind of something not right. And now I'm seeing random. Now suddenly it went into multi-guest mode. I don't know why. And I can see Meg is there, but I can't hear you. Oh well, now you're gone. I don't know why suddenly it just went into multi-guest mode. I didn't touch anything. But I was so depressed, and then I thought, okay, well, I guess that'll help me. I'll have a more meaningful job if I move up in the corporation. And I guess kind of that's what you do in life. You just move up the corporation, right? That's what you do. And you know what to do, huh? Lincoln, Rome. So I went off to business school, even though, you know, I had this desire to have some involvement with music, but I'm in the computer business, and I went off to music school. And as I posted in my video today, the kind of ironically, my first marketing case in my marketing, the first case study had to do with music. And so what would happen is every class, the class met twice a week. So every class there'd be an assignment or be a case study. We'd be assigned to read this case study, and then we discuss it in class. And you'd get graded on your class participation. And this first case study, I knew the solution immediately because I had seen this situation in my real life, and I knew exactly what the problem was. And I remember I had my hand raised the whole class. And I never got called on except for once. And I got called on to answer this like really obvious question. And I still regret to this day that I didn't stop and say, hey, look, you know, I can answer this question, but I want to solve the case. I have the solution to the case. But I didn't do that. I just answered the question. And it was such an easy, obvious question. The question was actually, does the company care about repeat buyers? Maybe they just want the original buyer, and then they don't care about repeat buyers? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Of course they want repeat buyers. So that was my answer, and I ended up getting a B in the class. I majored in marketing. I switched my major to marketing, and I only got a B in marketing. But I feel like if I had solved that first case, I would have made a really great impression on the professor, and I would have gotten an A in the class. Although, you know, I was at Wharton, they don't actually give A's, A, B, and C. They give distinguished pass, high pass, and pass. So I would have gotten they call it DS. A distinguished is a DS. So I probably would have gotten a DS in that class, but I ended up just getting a high pass or an HP. And I still regret not, because I had the solution to the case. And oh, so the case was about Pioneer Audio. So I mentioned this too. That some of these case studies, they all came from real life, but some of them they would come up with a fake company name, I guess, to not embarrass the company. But some of them would use the real name, and this one was the real name of Pioneer Audio. And I knew this because I had just a couple of years earlier bought a stereo system. I was a music lover, so I had this friend who had a roommate, and his roommate had this really high-end stereo system. It was a $5,000 system, which this is in like 1978 dollars. So today that converts to about $50,000. And this stereo system sounded so great. I'd never heard anything like it. And I had this really cheap stereo system. I thought, oh God, I got to get a better stereo system. But I'm not going to spend $5,000. But maybe I could spend, I don't know, maybe, because I had a pretty good job. So I had some, I could afford a decent stereo, but not $5,000. So I thought maybe I could spend, I don't know, maybe $1,000 or maybe $1,500 at the most. So I started shopping for stereos, and I went to this high-end store. Oh, thank you so much, Abby, for the heart puff. I really appreciate you. So, but I decided to check out this expensive stereo store where this guy got this really expensive stereo system. And when I was there, a salesman from an audio company came in to pitch the owner on these new speakers. They wanted him to carry this new line of speakers. And I still remember the name of these speakers. They were called, the company was DCM, and the speakers were called the DCM Time Windows. Whoa, that sounds really edgy and audiophile and futuristic and so they played a couple of songs on these speakers for him, and I thought they sounded pretty good. And I was actually taken in by the name. Ooh, I want to get Time Windows. They're not speakers there. Time Windows. I was tempted to get Time Windows just because of the name. See, it worked, but I didn't get them. and then after they left, after the salesman left, the owner turned to his associate and said, "No, we're not going to carry those because they're carried. Other places carry them, and they're discounted all over the place." So when I saw this audio, when I heard this case study in business school, so Pioneer Audio is a nationally advertised brand. Everybody knew Pioneer. And, back then they had these audio stores, these shops where you would go, there was no Best Buy or anything. And, a lot of people were buying, they had various levels of audio system. There was the entry level. I had kind of the entry level, or maybe slightly above that. But they went up, they had, just different levels and different price levels. So you could, my original one cost $300. And I thought, oh, I could get a better one. So you could go all the way up to $5,000. I had various price levels. So, so I went to this high-end store. Oh, so anyway, I already told that part. So anyway, the problem with Pioneer was, they had all these audio stores. There was like 3 or 4 in my area, or probably more than that. And Pioneer was sold everywhere. And everybody knew the brand. So even though they were in all these audio stores, nobody was buying them. They weren't getting any sales. Their sales were just down. And the thing was, all these audio stores, everybody knew Pioneer, so they advertised, we carry Pioneer. And they'd have these ads, come on, Pioneer, we got Pioneer. So people would come into the stores, and once they got into the stores, they kind of bait and switched. They'd sell them, the salespeople, nobody would sell Pioneer, they'd always try to sell them on something else. And Pioneer was like puzzled as to why this was happening. But I knew why it was happening because of my experience when I was shopping for the stereo. And the problem was they were being sold everywhere, and that was the problem. So this other guy wouldn't even carry these DCM Time Windows because some stores were carrying them and they were getting discounted. So everybody's selling Pioneer, So that meant nobody could make a profit because everybody had it. So let's say, the wholesale price is $100 and Pioneer said the list price is $150. So somebody would advertise it at $150, but then you could go somewhere else and you say, well, they're going to sell it to me for $150. And then the other guy said, well, I'll sell it to you for $140. Like, okay. But then you could go somewhere else and you could say, well, this guy will sell it for $140. I'll sell it for $130. And so basically the equilibrium price was that there would be like, basically it was a commodity and it was priced like a commodity, which means there was virtually no profit margin because everybody could always undercut everybody else. So as long as you could make $1, so that would become the price. Like if they sell it, they'd make $1. Or maybe it was $5, But other brands that weren't being sold everywhere, they could make 50, 100, they could make a lot more money. So nobody wanted to sell Pioneer because it was a commodity and there was no profit margin on them. So the solution to the case was don't sell it everywhere. Like all the other brands, well, there are two brands, Pioneer and Kenwood were both the same. They were both sold everywhere. And none of the salespeople wanted, they would talk down, oh yeah, Pioneer's not that good, Kenwood's not that good. Because they didn't make any money on those brands. So they would talk them down and they'd talk up other brands. Hey Hannah, how are you? It says that you got the #1 gifter badge. All right, thank you so much. But I didn't get called on. The one time I did get called on, I didn't say what I needed to say. It's funny, this was like more than 50 years ago, and I still regret not having spoken up and solved that case because I knew the solution. I also remember my first management. So, your first semester in business school, you take Marketing 101 and Management 101 and Finance 101 and Accounting 101. I guess that's it. And I was originally going to be a management major because, I was in the IT department. It wasn't called that at the time, and my boss targeted me to be high up in management. So I thought, okay, I should major in management. But I get to the business school and marketing just seemed so much more interesting. And it actually, it actually seemed like a noble endeavor. And I posted this in a video, but it seemed like a noble endeavor because the way marketing is defined, when people think of marketing, most people probably think of sales because that's what I thought of. But marketing is a lot more than sales. And the technical official definition of marketing as it was taught in business school, it's the process of identifying people's needs and wants and then delivering products to meet those needs and wants. And that sounds like a really good thing, right? I mean, it is a good thing because we wouldn't have any products that you have now. Like even food, there'd be no supermarkets if there wasn't marketing. If people weren't bringing products to meet the needs, we need food. If there was no marketing, we'd all have to grow our own food. There'd be no smartphones or computers. We wouldn't be here doing what we're doing. There'd be no streaming platforms if there weren't marketing people, identifying these needs and wants and delivering these products. But on the other hand, it can be, there are people and companies that manipulate you and they market dishonestly and they manufacture needs and wants that are kind of not really, they play to your fears and insecurities and whatever to create needs and wants that aren't really real or they're exaggerated. And the example I talked about in the video. So like back in the 80s, I think this was going on while I was in business school, but we talked about this in the marketing class. So there was a mouthwash campaign, like I think it was Scope. It was either Scope or Listerine, but I think it was Scope that did this advertising campaign. Apparently it was very successful, but it was really, I just felt like, God, this is just so wrong. But the whole theme of the campaign was that the people who are closest to you and that you trust the most aren't going to tell you if you have bad breath. They're not, you can't trust them to tell you. They won't be honest with you. The people in your life will not be honest with you because they want to spare your feelings so you could have bad breath and nobody's going to tell you. And therefore, you should get our mouthwash because nobody's going to tell you that you have bad breath. And that worked. But I feel like that is so manipulative, you know? And maybe it's true. Maybe people won't tell you, but I think Lucky Go Live, it says invite. So I pressed invite, and now what happens? No. I don't know what happened. I pressed invite, and then nothing happened. So the invite didn't work. So I don't know why it suddenly put me in. So Lucky Go Live. Oh, this is a how to win. This has just popped up on my screen. Leaderboard, gift combined. Oh, I'm already signed up apparently. So I don't know why this thing popped up on my screen. March Frenzy. There's another, looks like another event. What is that? Am I signed up for this? March Frenzy. Okay. So, I guess I'm going to end the live unless there's a reason not to. I really appreciate all of you who have been here. Make sure if you're enjoying my live, please be sure to follow me if you're not already, and set your notifications so that you'll know when I go live next. And I'm Seth Hillary Jackson. I have been doing original songs and just hanging out with you all. And I am shooting to go live on every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 Eastern Time. I can't put it in writing yet because I still have this chronic fatigue. So I can never be 100% sure that when the time comes, I'll be able to go live. So I don't have it in writing, that schedule written down, but that's what I'm shooting for. And if I can go live in between then, I'll do that too. So I really appreciate all of you who have been here. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you again next time.